everyone, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Azanti binti Wak Jafri and I am from class BA1112D. So today I'm going to talk about theory of demand. As you all know, theory of demand are consisting 6 different topics. But today I will talk about classification of goods and services, law of demands and definition of demand. So let's start. Classification of goods and services are divided into two, which are conventional perspective and Islamic perspective. In conventional perspective, they have free goods, public goods, and economic goods. Okay, so let me introduce to you guys one by one. For free goods, it is a goods that available without limit, whereas public good is a service that provided without giving profit to all of the members of the society. And last but not least, economic good is goods that we can command a price when we sold them. Okay, for Islamic perspective, they have 4 types of different goods, which are Daruriyah, Hajiyah, Kamaliyah, and Tarafiyah. Okay, let's start. Okay, first and foremost, I will talk about Daruriyah. Daruriyah is a goods that we cannot live without. The example of Daruriyah is shelter, food, and clothes. And next is Hajiyah. Hajiyah is the goods that bring comfort to any human being that buy them. The example of Hajiyah is washing machine, air conditioner, and vacuum. Thirdly is Kamaliyah. Kamaliyah is the luxury that satisfies the needs of humans who are rich. The example of Kamaliyah is bungalow, Ferrari car, and Gucci bag. Last but not least is Tarafiyah. Tarafiyah is non-permissible goods that will bring a negative impact to the society. For example, diamond tea and luxurious toilet. So now I'm going to talk about the definition of demand. Demand is defined as a different quantities of goods and services which buyers are willing and able to buy at any possible prices in a given period of time. People demand goods and services in economy to satisfy their desires. In economic, demand is different from desire, want, and wishes. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about demand schedule. A demand schedule shows a series of alternative possibilities, quantities being demanded, which can be set down in a tabular format. Okay, so I will show you what is tabular format. Tabular format is, yes, this is tabular format. Okay, next I will show you the demand curve. Okay, this is demand curve. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about law of demand. The law of demand states that when the price of a good increases, the quantity demanded for that good will fall, and when the price of the good decrease, the demand of that good will increase. So actually, in other words, the law of the demand shows an inverse relationship between the prices and the good itself. So that is all from me for these 3 subtopics. So to be continued.
So next is individual demand and market demand. So the individual demand is, it shows the relationship between the price of good and the quantity demands that a single consumer is willing to buy at the particular time. The individual demand is referred to the demand of good and service from a single consumer. So for individual demand schedule and curves, I put it here. So as you can see, the schedule, which is it a pizza that Ali bought for per month. So as you can see this, for the price is RM2, Ali buy 13 for per month, and while the price is going up for RM4, and then Ali buy the pizza for per month is only 10, and the others. And so as you can see here, the graph is going down. Is it because the price of the pizza is going up, so the demand of Ali want to buy the pizza for per month is going down? What is market demand? Market demand is the summation of all the individual demand in a particular market, and also a horizontal summation of all the individual demand in the particular market. So let us take a look for the example of the market demand using the following this table here. So let we assume that there are only two customers in the market, customer A and customer B. So for the table show that at the price of RM 10 ringgit, customer A will buy 7 unit of things, while the customer B will buy 5 things. So we can obtain the market demand of horizontal summation of 7 plus 5, which is 12 unit at the price of RM 2 ringgit. However, when the price increase to RM 20 ringgit, customer A decreased the quantity demand to 5 unit, while the customer B is also increased their thing to buy, which is to 4 units. So and the accumulated quantity being demand are 4 plus 5 to total is 9 units at the RM 20 ringgit. However, there are different of individual demand and market demand. So for individual demand is demand of one individual of a frame. It represents the quality of the good of that a single consumer will buy at the specific price point at a specific point in time. While the term in somewhat weird, individual demand can be represented by the point of view of one person, a single family, or a single household. While the market demand provides the total quality demand of all the consumer. In the other words, it represents the aggregated of all individual demand. There are two basic types of market. Demand, primary and selective. Primary demand is a total demand for all the brand that represent a given product or service, such as handphone, watches. And selective demand is the demand for one particular brand or product or service, such as iPhone and watch. So market demand is an important economic marker because it reflects the competitive of a marketplace when a consumer willingness to buy certain product and the ability of a company to leverage itself in a competitive landscape. If market demand is low, it signals to the company that they should terminate a product or a service, and it's so that it is more applying to consumer. So I guess that's all only from individual demand and market demand. So let's go through with non-price determining of demand.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Nurfahana binti Nur Harun. So today I'm gonna talk about non-price determinant of demand. The demand for a product is influenced by many factors. Here are some of the factors. Firstly, is consumer preference. As a consumer preference change, it will cause demand for good or service to change. Example, when a consumer change her beverage preference from soft drink to strawberry milkshakes, this consumer will demand more to milkshake strawberries. Second is consumers' income. A rise in consumers' income will increase consumers' purchasing power. The demand for a normal good such as a cloth will increase and the curve will shift to the right, while demand for interior goods, salted fish, for instance, will decrease and the curve will shift to the left. Third is change in the price of related good and service. Each is divided by 2. Firstly, change in the price of substitute goods, and second is change in the price of complementary goods. For a change in the price of substitute goods, if the price of a Canon printer increase, quantity demand for the HP printer will increase as the Canon printer now relatively more expensive than HP printer. Next is change in the price of complementary goods. If the price of the Canon cartridge increase, quantity demand for a Canon printer will decrease. People tend to buy another brand of printer which offer more cheapest of the cartridge. Fourth is population, or we call number of buyers. As the number of buyers in the market increase, quantity of the demand for a good and service also will increase. Quantity demand curve for good and service will shift to the right, even though the price of it constants. Fifth, festive season and climate change. During a festive season, different product will be in high demand. For example, during Hari Raya, the demand for lemang is very increased. Next is socio and economic condition. During a natural disaster, demand for food will increase, so the curve will shift to the right. Next is consumers' expectation of the future price. When the consumer expect the price of petrol will increase next week, demand for a petrol will immediately increase. The current demand curve for a petrol will shift to the right. Last but not least is advertisement. Advertised good harmony have a highest demand because of awareness. Soft drink advertisement in Malaysia, which is carrying endorsement by celebrity or Insta famous, will attract many consumers to buy the product. So that's all for me. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Afina Tijari. So today I would like to discuss about what are differences between change in quantity demand and change in demand. So let's start it. Alright, for the change in quantity demand, it's happened along the demand curve, and in other words, there's only movement along the demand curve. The change in quantity demand occurs by the change in the price of the good itself, whereas the other factors influence around the demand remains unchanged. Alright, for the change in demand, it's a little bit different from the change in demand quantity. It's because change in demand occurs by the relevant factors other than the price of the product, which is it will involve the shift of the demand curve. Remember, the price of the good itself will not be the cause of change in demand. Alright, I will show the pose of the diagram demand. So this one is change in quantity demand, and this one is change in demand. So there's a differences between these two. Alright, so let's start. I will go through the first diagram. Here is the change in quantity demand. Okay, for the differences, the number one, it is occurs along the same demand curve. In other words, there's only movement along the demand curve. So, number two, the change in quantity demand occurs by the change in the price of the good itself. It calls ceteris paribus. So, the number three differences, if the price from the P1 to P2 increase, the quantity demand will fall from Q1 to Q2 units. So the decrease in the quantity demand is known as contraction in demand. So number four, if price decreases from P1 to P0, the quantity demand will increase from Q1 to Q0 units. So the increase in the quantity demand it calls as expansion in demand. Okay, so the next one is change in demand. So there's many differences between change in quantity demand and change in demand. It is change in demand occurs the entire demand curve to change, and it was involving a rightward or a leftward shift of the demand curve. Second, the change in demand occurs by the other factors influencing demand, whereas the price of the good itself remains unchanged. And the third one is the right shift of the demand curve from D0 to D2 show increased in the demand, with the price being constant at 0P0, quantity demand has increased from 0Q0 to 0Q2. So the last one is the left-right shift of the demand curve from D0 to D1 show decrease in demand, with the price being constant at 0P0. So quantity demand has decreased from 0Q0 to 0Q1. So that's all for me. I hope it's helped you guys in differences between these two, change in demand and change in quantity demand. So that's all. Thank you.